Hello, how are you? Is everything working okay? Can you hear me okay, Mr. Jack? Hello, welcome. Hopefully you guys can all hear me okay. Cool beans, that's great. Well, as you know, Tom is a bit poorly tonight, so he will not be joining us. So it's just going to be me. So I might actually get some hobby done instead of chatting to that bozo. I hope you two are okay at the moment. Hopefully you're doing a bit of hobby as well. I think others will be joining us soon. Oh, nice. What do you do for work? If you can tell us. I am going to, as you type to say what you're doing, I'm going to do some Known Oil. No, I'm not going to do some Agrax. Known Oil. Start working on the carapace. So, what I've done so far, welcome everybody, welcome. I put the base colours in. I've done 2 coats of red already. So, I'm just going to put some Agrax on here. And then I can start putting the next couple of layers on. And similar story to the head as well. So I need to kind of darken it down, do a bit of weathering, then bring it back up. Oh, cool. Very nice. Keeps you busy. Hello, Dave Holland. Hello, Ceres. So obviously, someone's working. What are the rest of you guys doing? Woohoo! Isabel, good to see you, my friend. Getting the whole gang in. That's what I like to see. As always, guys, hobbying is definitely encouraged during this stream. I'd like to think you're all being productive as I am tonight. I'm actually going to try and do some hobby. So, for those who are just joining, I'm doing some Agrax on the Titan. Just want to start and get these bits done. Working on Wolfguard tonight. Nice. Because I've done the legs, I've done the base. I'm really just working on the upper body now. So I'm thinking, my logic is that if I get the head and the carapace done here, I'm getting even closer to finishing it. So that's my plan anyway. Get some work done. Oh, looking very cool. Very cool, by the way. I do like a nice kit bashing. I'm thinking when the new Chaos Codex comes out, well, you know, the rumor is that we're getting a little built-in sorcerers into the squads. So I'm going to use some of my old sorcerers that I've got that kit bashed originally, and chuck them into the squads, perhaps. Coming up, so got 1,000 point gain coming up. So trying to get some paint on some word bearer terminates. Nice. Ceres, I love that you are kind of waving the word bearer flag at the moment. I'd like to hear. Anyone played any games recently? So here's my little tip anyway, guys, when I'm painting my word bearers, when I'm using my Agrax, I'm really just really piling it into these corners, these areas here, just around the edges. I don't know how much the camera's going to pick up, but just really piling it in, just have some nice, really nice shading in there. At least that's 2 wins. Yes. Played against Elder with Silver Tide, Necronist. Oh, how did that go? Hopefully that went well. we've actually got a battle report with Craftworld Elder coming up against Necrons, so keep an eye out for that. Yo, Vanguard. It is going very well, thank you. Very well. I am doing some hobby. I'm up here. All good. Actually recorded a game the other day. This time, it's night, wasn't it? Come on, shoo. So I did a last stand mission. So it was a very fun narrative mission. So if you can see in the middle area here, there's kind of like a fortified last stand. And we had orcs assaulting an Imperial held area. So we had Battle Sisters. We had some Necromunda models. My Necromunda Enforcers. And a few guard models. Very cool mission. That was 50, 31, 4. Oh, not good then. I just ran out of models. Yeah, Elder. After playing New Codex, it's got some nasty bits in there. Luckily for me, it was the difference is not as bad as that. I love the Renegade Guard versus Death Guard game. Good to see the batrep. The new refurb. I tell you what, I played a couple of games up here now, and it's a lot more comfortable than it was. Because very originally, I had the table kind of facing against that wall, and there just wasn't that much room either side. And of course, when I've cut the mats in, and now I've cut the table. Well, I made my own table here, but now that's gone back. It's a nice area here to walk around, and it doesn't feel too claustrophobic. So hopefully, the people who have played in here will agree with that. No, it doesn't work now. Work and Thousand Suns. Yes, that is sounding very cool, by the way. I'm a big fan of a Chaos list, or any army list. Can be Chaos, can be Imperial, that kind of uses different forces to make a grando apocalypse kind of army. Really what I've been doing with the 83rd. Doing exactly the same with the Knights, the Renegades. I would say the Demons. I haven't really put that much focus into the Demons. My Demons have always been an afterthought. They're kind of that force that are there to just be summoned most of the time, just be fodder. Especially in apocalypse games. I was having this conversation the other day with a friend of mine that for apocalypse games, it's nothing better than summoning 2,000 points of Chaos Demons just on one flank and seeing how your opponent reacts. Does anyone else have any games planned? Not got time to play at the moment. Yeah, I think I'm having a couple of days up here to see some editing because I've filmed a couple of battle reports, new format. So I'm seeing how that turns out. So let me know, guys, when you see some battle reports coming out. So I've got 2 in the pipeline. I've got Elder versus Necrons and Orcs versus Imperium. Like I said, the Orc versus Imperium one is very much narrative game. Got some custom rules, like ongoing Orky tides are coming back on. And the Imperial forces couldn't retreat. So they're essentially immune to morale. And it was a very fun game, to be honest, right up until the very last turn. It was very good. So when those games come out, let me know what you think about the format and the quality, because we're doing something a little bit different. carapace now. Just out of curiosity, guys, the guys who are watching tonight, a lot of you are very familiar faces. How did you hear about Black Toe Studios? What format did you see us on? Do you know us on a personal level? Let us know. Love machines like that. Zero inspired one by yes, the one where you've got the Praetorians in that centre camp and the orcs are coming up. That is a brilliant mission. Absolutely love that one. Yeah, I like to think of like little unique missions. Like last stands are always fun to do. I'm also kind of thinking of some sort of Pegasus bridge kind of mission. That would be quite cool. Some help with the Necrons for the next chapter. Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to give any spoilers away for the game against the Elder. However, I think it definitely became obvious that Necrons, the Codex. I mean, it's nice that we had the core keyword coming, changes go in there, but there's definitely a change. But that's Codex creep, isn't it? It depends how you're going to and why you're playing the game. Like we talk a lot on these streams about competitive play and narrative and fun play, and it depends what you want to do. For instance, if I was going to go to a tournament, I look at Necrons because that's one of my largest collections of the 9th edition Codex. Chaos Space Marines, come on, you're not far off now. But then at any time now, I can get my Chaos Knight Codex because my Knights are up here. I've got one over here. Or I could look at my System Battle, though I need more points for them. I've got about 1,200 points. So it depends. It depends how you guys, the reason you're playing it. I love playing Necrons. The reason I love playing Necrons is the whole scale of the army and the pure resilience. Like there's just phalanx of guys just going forwards and just pushing up the whole time. It's absolutely amazing. Vanguard. I first saw you on Winters to see your channel playing Wordbearers. Okay, this is Wordbearers on my favorite. Very good taste there, Vanguard. Yeah, played Winters a few times. Got kind of sort something out. I think he's in Canada at the moment with Mini Wargaming. Last time I saw, so that's pretty awesome for him. But yes, Mike. I can speak for myself rather than Tom. As you know, Tom is poorly tonight, so let's hope it. Positive thoughts towards him. I am actively trying to get as much content done at the moment. This Titan is taking my time. But I'm so happy how this Titan's turning out. That's a really good positive. Once the Titan's done, I've got all these Chaos Space Marines. Like in front of me, you can't see, but I've got a squad of Havocs. They're just sitting here waiting to have paint on them, all the chain guns. They're going to be so cool. And yeah, I'm really hyped for the new Chaos stuff coming out. So I've got a Knight that's undercoated that I've got off eBay. I mean, he's pretty much there. He's got a bit of red on him. And so much good stuff coming out for the channel. I like both play styles. Yes, same. Both. All play styles have got something. I've got a cool bits and not so cool bits. We're all different. It'd be boring if we all did the same, wouldn't it? Captain Jack, been a follower of the Toad for years. Found you on YouTube, like the batrep, followed ever since probably since 8th edition. Cool. Yep. And Jack, for that, remember there's £20 up there. That is yours if you come down to Sussex. Dave, where you and Gav got me interested in work. No, looking back now. Yeah, Dave, you are well and truly under the bus. You've got no chance of escape now. So obviously, those who don't know, I work with Dave, and we spend a lot of time talking hobby. It's all good fun. As well, personal connection. Yeah, now stuck with me. Honestly, guys, everyone in Discord, comes to watch this stuff, I love you all. You're all amazing people. It's great. The Discord community is so positive. It's so nice. Hello, Underdog. Yeah, it has been a while. It's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. What's Underdog been up to? As Underdog is typing, I just think the little community we've got, everyone the people that are mainly here. If you're not part of our Discord community, let me get a link and chuck it up. But it's a really welcoming little community we've got. I'm very proud of it. So all good stuff. Red Corsairs, nice. I don't know what the rumor is for the Legion trait for Red Corsairs. I do quite like what they've got at the moment. Obviously, you've got the Huron Blackheart. You are, I know. The Huron Blackheart book that's come out, and that looks quite cool. So if anyone's reading that or listening to it, let me know if it's worth picking up. Captain Jack, sorry, I didn't know which one you went for in the end. Which audio book did you finally go for? I tell you what, we should maybe looking at Audible for an affiliate. That'd be quite good. Yeah, Huron Blackheart. The model, it's not as old as some of the others, but it is. It's still quite old. So it'd be awesome if they got a nice scaled up version. I would not be surprised if they did that, because like the Red Corsairs, they have been pushing a little bit. Yeah, I know we've got lots of new models coming, which are incredible. I really don't think that's everything we're going to get yet. So I'm really fascinated to see what's coming next. Do people actually like the new kind of look they're going for with the Chaos stuff? There's a lot of Mortal stuff going on there. So it might not be for everyone's taste, but what's everyone's general thoughts on the new Chaos stuff that's coming out? But if you're not a Chaos player, have you considered getting a nice little Chaos contingent? On a personal level, I'm quite liking the new Chaos stuff. It's kind of the direction I wanted it to go in, to be honest, but I can understand it not being for everyone's taste. Because for the last several editions, it's been trying to define Chaos, trying to like differentiate themselves from basic Space Marines. And now you've got Death Guard and Thousand Suns. Chaos Space Marines need to find that little niche somewhere to sit in. And I think maybe they're going down the correct route at the moment with the Mortal followers. Yeah, I'll kind of listen to some of this stuff. Take on the records, just saying maybe what's paying them. But, yeah. I can't remember what it is I listened to with the Red Corsairs, and I have to think which one it was. But the Red Corsairs are pretty cool. Pirates in space, awesome. I believe they captured like a Space Wolf. Is it Corsairs that captured the Space Wolf frigate? That's quite cool. Necrons and Death Guard, very cool. So if you haven't seen already, there is a Death Guard battle report on the channel against Renegade Guard. So I played Renegade Guard with my Renegades and Heretics using Acadian rules, and Tom used his Terminator army against me. A very fun game. It's amazing how many shots it takes to take out Terminator with the armor contempt, etc. Yeah, you can cultist stuff. Yeah, just want Lost and Damned to be a thing again. Definitely. Obviously, I've still got my Renegades we've seen recently, and I like the idea of having bands of mortals just tagging along and having a very small percentage of Chaos Space Marines and loads of different mortal options. With 8th edition and the beginning of 9th, it wasn't really an option because you just had cultists. But I'm really hoping that you can kind of fill that void now with these new units coming out. Got Praetorian Dawn for some alpha inspiration. Got the one everyone's just next to this. Man, yeah. Praetorian Dawn is really good. I loved it. Yeah, Alpha Legion are just so cool. They are definitely one of my favourite legions. And I think you've listened to the Alpha Legion Primarch novel, haven't you? Various is one. Loving it so far. I think new bikes have been rumoured. Yes, Sarah. So I've heard that as well, and I'm really hoping they get new bikes. And hopefully, I'd love a bike character or some other characters for the Chaos Space Marine Codex that aren't necessarily just on foot. It'd be nice to have jump pack options or bike options, because the rumour is jump pack options are gone. Hopefully not. Fingers don't. Let's not have that. 22 Terminators and 60 Pox Walkers in a fun list. Oh god, that's atrocious. Yeah, Ceres, that's where I had the real Corsairs from the Night Lord trilogy. Yeah, definitely. Underdog, I'm still into kinds about new cultists, I think, because I was thinking more human. Yeah. My thoughts on the cultists. So I've already got 80 standard cultists. And I will, 80 standard cultists. I'm probably going to get some of these new ones as well, because I think they're quite cool. And I kind of see cultists as warbands in the ships that come out and do their thing. So you can kind of mix and match cultist things. I think it's quite nice if you can paint something that links them together, but you can still identify them as separate groups. Right, hang on, let me just sort somewhere out. I believe I have now made you a member on Discord, but I am rubbish with technology. Vanguard, go for Gene Sula Colts with champions elsewhere else, some other leader type models. Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, I've done the Imperial Defense in the middle. What I would quite like, this is something that plays in my brain quite a bit, is to have like a chapel, which can quite easily kind of model some form of chapel in the middle, or another map. Doesn't matter, whatever. But there's a dark apostle, maybe a group of 5 chosen, and just loads of cultists holding the center, and then Imperial Guard, maybe with some sisters trying to take them. So instead of doing orcs all the time, I think it would be quite cool to have an Imperial force trying to dig out this corrupted last stand. I don't know if you guys know that. Yeah, it sounds quite cool, but I think it looks that'd be awesome. How's everyone's hobby doing? All doing good? All doing good? What I would say about Discord as well is, if you know, like, it's very positive. I've invited lots of people to the Discord for either my word bearer groups or friend groups or hobby groups. But if you know anyone that might enjoy having a bit more communication with a hobbyist, please feel free to invite them to our little Discord family, or ask us and we can sort something out. Because sometimes after a busy day, all you want to do is a bit of hobby, bit of chat, and it's a very positive, happy group. So as a slight lull, I'll talk about what I'm watching at the moment. So I've gone back to watching The Terror on iPlayer. There's the second season. I haven't finished watching it, and thoroughly enjoying it so far. I don't know if anyone watched the first season of The Terror or have watched both. What your thoughts are? If you haven't watched any, I would highly recommend watching the first season. If you like some sort of thriller-esque series, very well shot, some great actors in it. Obviously, for our brothers and sisters in the US, not sure how you could watch it. It's on the BBC. So I'm still being Agrax on the carapace of the Titan here. It's quite big boy kit. I'm really hoping it's going to make a nice big dent in it. So it's just, it takes a bit of time just to kind of really add some depth on there. Not much new. Which really good. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm quite liking the interrogator stuff. I think there's a third episode coming. I don't think it's this week. Must be the following week. I mean, staggering it out is painful. I would quite like if they staggered it out, but they were also running something at the same time. Just watching a lawyer on Netflix. Okay, cool. Nice. Favorite Chaos God. Oh, favorite Chaos God. My favorite Chaos God is going to be Khorne. If I had to pick one, because obviously I've got like a couple of shells of pure Khorne demons. Like, I don't know if you can see. Actually, look, my whole Zinch demon list is if you follow my finger, is there. It's not even one detachment. It's pretty bad. A couple of flamers and the changeling is my Zinch contingent. Oh, and a blue horror, which I painted for a paint challenge. I have got another exalted flamer, which I need to paint at some point. So yeah, Khorne though. I love Khorne. I think what's really pushed me more towards Khorne is when I went to Warhammer World and I saw that massive diorama with the legions of Khorne and stuff assaulting the Imperial Fortress of the Ultramarines. You all know which one I mean. It's the massive one, and it's absolutely stunning with the amount of bloodletters and blood crushes in there. It's Khorne. What about you, Vanguard? Have you got a favourite? I mean, it's basically Blade Runner 40k. Yeah, absolutely. What do you think of the new Blade Runner film? I mean, I think some people didn't really go on with it. I quite enjoyed it. Zerus. Oh yeah, that diorama. It's great. Maybe what? Yeah, Helldrakes. Oh yeah, man. The yeah, so cool. So many things going on in that. And what I quite like about that diorama is they obviously just add bits in occasionally. So when Gilliman popped up, they added Gilliman in, and they've added some more Primaris scenes. And I just quite like the constant little updates to it, rather than just being static. They're just changing little bits every time we go back. Zinch and the Warband. Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Unless you got some sort of glutton for punishment. I hate Zinch. Continuation of the first, yeah. I mean, I watched the first couple of times. I quite liked it. I wouldn't say it was one of my favourite films, but it's definitely a solid film. And the new one, I think, really spoke to me more than the original. I'm bringing you to painting. So send some pics on Discord. Would love some painting advice to up my work, of course. I'm sure the guys will. Yeah, chuck something up, chuck bits up. I'm sure the guys will give you some feedback. We've got some very talented painters in our Discord little community, which is awesome stuff. Definitely worth checking out. I can have a little look in a bit and see what it's all about. Has anyone got the new Imperial Knight Codex? Never seen either Blade Runner movie. Pretty much got me my degree. Wrote so many papers on it. I love all the new stuff posted on DC at the moment too. Oh man. I mean, it's worth watching Vanguard. It's I don't know how old Blade Runner is now. Must be 30 odd years. So it's one of those ones that you've got to watch it. Yeah, I think it's good to sit there and watch it and watch one of the cuts for it. People would like to saving up for Chaos Basement, Chaos Knight, quite fun. What I'm quite annoyed about with the Chaos Knight stuff is they release it as a box set. Then you got to get a box set with all the knights and then get the codex and the data cards. And I'm like, I don't want the new knights. I mean, they're cool, but I just want the codex. I just want to be playing some games. That's my little gripe on it. I know that's a really kind of selfish gripe. It's kind of like, I don't want new stuff. I don't want anyone else to new stuff. I just want my book. So I'm waiting for the book, and I really want to play it because I said previously I love Chaos Knights. I think they're so much fun to play. But yeah, Chaos Space Marines is where my next lot of hobby's gone. I mean, my hobby fund lately, I don't know if you're aware, it's kind of been drained dramatically. So I'm very picky at what I'm getting at the moment. It's on my list of movies everyone loves that I still need to see. I only saw Pulp Fiction the first time like 5 years ago. Oh man. Depends what kind of films you're into. What kind of films are you into, Vanguard? What tickles your fancy? Occasionally at work, for instance, you'll come across people that haven't watched as many films and wasted their life as I have. And we're kind of like talking about war films. Waterloo is a stunning film. The 1970 film. I absolutely love that film. I can never find it on a streaming service, although you can watch it on YouTube with the deleted scenes kind of added in. But Waterloo is amazing. Okay. There's my Pete. Yeah, Blade Runner is cool. You seen Equilibrium? What do people think of Equilibrium? I watched that the other day. Not sure if it stands up too well to the test of time. Poor man's Matrix, I think. Equilibrium. Gun Katana. Alright, so they've all been agraxed now, so I'm going to let them dry. Luckily, it's almost as hot as the sun currently in the southeast of the UK, so that's not going to take too long. But it not doing now. But when I first saw it, blew my little tiny mind. Yeah, likewise. I thought it was really cool. But yeah, it's not taken particularly well. Paint some more on the big boy tire. So much to do on it. These bits further that way. Book of Eli. I've seen Book of Eli once. I quite like that. Mad Max. Oh man, Mad Max Fury Road. Oh, yeah. Oh man, I love that film. Aeon Flux, Ultraviolet. Oh yeah, hello Gavin. Yes, witness me. Good to see you, my friend. Full Metal Jacket. That's good. That is a good war film. I was watching. I was reading a article earlier about war films, about realistic war films. And yeah, Full Metal Jacket was up there. Full Metal Jacket. Was that Oliver Stone or not Oliver Stone? I can't remember. I got how else are you ages? No really bothers me. I watched it the first time. I usually watch movies. Glasses. Yeah, in that case, you definitely got to watch Blade Runner. All right, guys. Best war film. What are your thoughts? Best war film. Any war. Could be a made up or could be Starship Troopers. Put your hand on that wall. Scar is good. Scar is good. Glory, Saving Private Ryan. Pacific and Band Brothers. Saving Private Ryan. That's a little Black Hawk Down is great. Lots of Arabia. Black Hawk Down. I tell you what, Jack, this is my confession. Don't tell anyone, but I haven't actually seen Lots of Arabia. I really think I should watch it. Black Hawk Down. Black Hawk Down is brilliant. It's got such a cool soundtrack as well to it. Got some fake no more going on in there. I love that film. It's classic. No, Jack, don't leave us. I'm sorry. Kingdom of Heaven. Oh, that is a cool one, actually. I think Kingdom of Heaven is one that divides people, because I like the film. I think it's a really, really cool film. But I know a lot of people can't stand it. So it's a weird one, really, Kingdom of Heaven. Oh, nice. There we go. A lot of support there, as a film. Nice. Good bunch of people. Bridge Too Far. Oh, yes. Oh, man, I love Bridge Too Far. We Were Soldiers. Yeah, another good one as well. Tears of the Sun. Zulu. Gettysburg. Oh, man. I mean, Tears of the Sun is good, but in comparison to everything else on that list, I would say, yeah, that's a solid list of war films. That's cool, Alex. Yeah. I may have to change my answer instead of Medieval War. That's it, Medieval War. Brutal stuff. What about Enemy at the Gate? Do people like Enemy at the Gate? Even though all the Russians have English accents. Oh, Bob Hoskins. Ron Perlman. I was going to say Ron Jeremy for a minute, but he's definitely not in Enemy at the Gate. He might be in the parody film. Which was that? Yeah. Kingdom of the One knows first one I saw my own. I was watching Oh, right. It was a bit much. I haven't watched the film by myself at the cinema. Obviously, I watched by myself at home. I quite like the idea of just going to the cinema by myself, but once you've got kids, it's really hard to just disappear. Anyway, it's a great watch. I think there's a few issues of Enemy at the Gate. But I think they really represent Stalingrad and how it was, maybe. I think it's quite a good realization of it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, Jack. Yeah, Enemy's got some cool bits in it. As a guard army, guard inspiration, We Were Soldiers is pretty key. When I was looking into my scions, I was like, yeah, it could be mounted, they're cool, very like Apocalypse Now, or like We Were Soldiers. And then when it came to initially starting my guard army, I really wanted that like Soviet look to them. So that's why I really didn't go into the camouflage. We got a very basic paint scheme for them, very solid colours, rather than trying to put some camo in there. For those who have just joined, we are currently talking favorite war films. Which one is your favorite war film? And, you know, maybe has it inspired your hobby in any way? For it was a great war film too. Felt captured the aspect of war, which is refreshing from a lot of gung-ho. Yeah. So you look at Fury, and then you look at something like Windwalkers. I think Fury was really nice. Look good. All the films like Six Squadron, Ten Busters, and Battle of Britain. Nice. Maybe we should start a film club. Maybe we should start doing that. Because there's a couple of films mentioned that I haven't seen. I'd love to see. I'd love a good excuse to see them as well. And perhaps some of you guys in the chat as well are reading some of these films and going, actually, I haven't seen that, and people seem to be like really up on it. For instance, Kingdom of Heaven. But there's so much positive stuff in the chat, and maybe a few of you out there haven't seen it. Mongol is not a bad film if you don't mind subtitles. Yeah, it's Mongol the scene where they're on obviously they're on horses. A bit of a weird Mongol film without horses, and they form like a spear tip formation, and they all pull swords out. That's quite cool. Doctor Strange, Strange Love, and yeah, okay. But yeah, maybe we should do a little film club, guys. Need to watch Lawrence partly so I can almost respect you again. I don't know, is Lawrence Arabia on any streaming service at the moment? Must be on YouTube by now. I do want to watch Lawrence. I think I must have seen bits of Lawrence Arabia before. Oh, okay. I'll give it a watch. Is it hot over here? I would say yes, but I know when I've said yes in the past to people from the US and say it's hot, they go, what temperature? And you're like, oh, it's this, and it's laugh at you. And similar when people say, if you speak to some people, go, oh, it's snowing, it's really bad. It's like 2 millimeters. People laugh at you as well for that. Great thing about Kingdom seem pretty fair. Each group, yes. Yeah, definitely. What's that shot? Wizard staff. Blackstone tip. What colour should you do it? Maybe like a dark reaper. Yeah, I know how you lot work when it comes to weather. I've encountered your side before. I don't know what was the temperature. Not as hot as people were making out, I don't think. Enough to put shorts on. And remove a layer. So, what was it today? Let's have a look. Okay, so it was 64 at the hottest today. Blackberry thing. What do you use it for cloaks on the Space Marine character? Yeah, Dark Reaper. I quite like that. Or whatever. What else have I got here? Eshin. Where's Eshin? Eshin? Yeah, wait. That is somewhere. Somewhere is it? Studio space looks good, buddy. Love the display bit. Yeah. So I'm not finished. I'm at a point where it's a good point where I happily have people over and play games. But those cases, they need lights in them. So I will be getting lights at some point to put in those display cases at the back. Also, I don't know if you can see, but if you're a word bearer player and you know what that is at the back, that's what it's all about. Yes, let's smash a goal boy. Oh, Major Chard, good to see you, my friend. It's been far too long. Nice. How are you? You been all right? So what army is Major Chard playing these days? For those who don't know, someone did have an amazing Praetorian army. I don't know if you still got it or you got rid of it. I can't remember. The man who loves his hobby. Oh, that's good. Always come back to the hobby. We're welcoming. We have cookies and dessert. Plenty of dessert. Do. Still God. Finish the third God army now. British Legends. Just finished. Oh man, yes! I love your God army. Actually, we were just talking about God a minute ago. So we're playing on, well, we were just saying what would be quite cool is I did a last stand mission with some system battles, some guard, and some enforcers, which we used as like guard veterans. And they were in a set that had hold off orcs. What would be quite cool is having a chaos force in the middle and holding off guard as they try and like purge this like chapel that's suddenly got a load of chaosy scum in it. So if you're up for it at some point, you need to come down, because bring your sexy guard army. That would be awesome. Cool, mate. Be good to see you. It's been far too long. No. Does anyone in the chat actually who's played the Apocalypse rule actually enjoy playing the Apocalypse rules? So the Apocalypse rules, I kind of see the reasoning behind it. However, I didn't quite embrace it as much as maybe we should have maybe given it another go. Yes, nice. We'll talk on WhatsApp and we'll sort a date out. It'll be honestly great to see you. Yes, good. Nice. That's what we want to hear. Get some games. Vanguard, never played a bot myself. Don't have any Forge World big enough yet. Well, this is going to be in Forge World 2. Yeah. It'd be really bad if I dropped it right now. Yeah, so when we do Apocalypse games on the channel, we're actually in the process of planning one. Apocalypse games at the moment. We just put it on hiatus until the Chaos Codex comes out, which was going to be 20,000 points aside. And on the Chaos side, we've got Thousand Suns, Death Guard, World Eaters. So they've got their own codex coming out soon, which is going to be awesome. Word Bearers, Chaos Knights, and probably some demons jumped in there as well. For the Imperial side, correct me if I'm wrong here, we've got Black Templars, we've got Ultramarines, we've got Black Templars, Ultramarines, Space Wolves, maybe some Custodes. I don't know. And of course, Imperial Knights will be chucked in there as well. Any more April planned with your gaming group? Well, this one I'm planning is going to be how many players? 6 or something. But we can definitely plan some more. It would be good to get you down. Maybe do a joint guard force. Tom's working on his orcs, or my Necrons are getting bigger, or Chaos again. My Renegades and Heretics actually they're doing quite well at the moment, so it'd be quite cool to have maybe some Traitor Guard and Chaos Space Marines and Normal Guard and Space Marines. That could be quite fun. We'll work something out. Honestly, I love Apocalypse games. Not the rule set, the scale of it. For people who have the new Chaos Knight book, I haven't got a Chaos Knight book. The only Psycho Knight, or can you upgrade others? Good question. You used to be able to upgrade one for Warlord Trade to be a Psycho. I don't know if you can in the new Codex. The new Chaos Knight looks awesome too. Very tempted. Yeah, you should be tempted. You've been a loyalist for far too long, my friend. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, Apocalypse games can be full on. GTB beers. Oh man. So getting those involved that weren't part of the story. Myself, Tom, Major Chard, Commissar Warwick. He's slowly coming back into the hobby. He had a YouTube channel. It was our first collaboration game, and a couple of others. We had a absolutely massive game of Guard vs Orcs over like 3 days. Tides of orcs, like insane amount of orcs. Like 300 orcs every turn would appear in this in our city, and we'd have to shoot them down. And myself and Machard, we got insanely drunk one night, and the next day was a painful day, to be honest. I was struggling very badly on that day. I was grey apparently, and so I learned a lot of that. Like drinking Polish moonshine is probably not a great thing to do. If it comes in a jam jar, give it a miss. Give it a miss. That's not good. Oh no! Oh, I feel we were just thinking about it. So much pain. Yes, so much pain. Memorable, painful. Yeah, not good. I try generally not to get if I'm playing a big game, not to get too drunk. I'll drink too much during the game, out of respect for other people that are taking part, and also, there's a lot of models on the board, and I can get clumsy after I've been drinking a bit. And that game, so the drinking was or in the evening, not around the gaming table. Oof. And I've been counted at tournaments before. when it's over a weekend, they'll go out on the Saturday night. And I remember one tournament I went to up in Southport, that A-Space from Twisted Dice was running, and it was the people the next day. Some of them were just sleeping under gaming tables. They're like, I can't do this. You're like, you've just gone too hard. And yeah, I did feel guilty, to be honest. But changing that note, I've just found a little 40k badge here. Oh, can you see that? Oh, there's lights. I tend to have all these little badges lurking around that I never opened. Okay, an Inquisitor one. Oh, yeah, put some more somewhere. Tom, unfortunately, has got COVID. He's avoided it for so long, and has now come down with COVID. So I don't think he's in the chat tonight. Hopefully, he's just having an early night and trying to get over the worst of it. But it happens to all of us. Yeah, not good. What hobbies everyone doing tonight? Just taking a break from the Titan. Could we do those bits there? Oh, you got it in the first lockdown. Oh no, that's even worse. Yeah, I got COVID. Did I have 2 or 3 jabs? I definitely had both jabs for the vaccination. I think I had the booster, and it wasn't too bad for me. But yeah, in the early days, good. Rattling pouches, very nice. Are they metal rattlings, did you say, or fine cast ones? 1,000 Tons of Me, painting rubric, probably building scarabs. Nice, very cool. I like the. I do like the rubrics. What's everyone else working on? I tell you what, I will put the Discord link in the chat again. So if you haven't joined, make sure you click on it, join the family, or share it with some friends. I want to do 25 rattlings on my list. Ah, very cool. Rattlings are very tasty. I kind of want to see some white abcumens come up in the new Guard Codex, but I'm not really sure what they're doing except for Death Core. My Loyalist Guard army are very pure. We don't have any abcumens in there. Got a few commissars as well. Compensate for heresy in the next cabinet. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on, let me just spin this around a bit. But in this M1, I've got Baneblade, Shadow Sword, Baneblade, Scion. So I've got Yarek, Trojan. What's the top one? Oh, Salamander. That's my guard bit there. And then next to that, the Sisters. Battle Sisters and both of those. Demons, some World Eaters. Oh, Word Bearers all the way down. Renegades and Heretics and these 2. Chaos Demons again in those 2. And Necrons. Necrons all down that one there. So there are some loyalists in that little selection there. Initially, when I was planning my display case, I was going to make I was going to make all these glass cabinets as well. However, it's kind of worked out quite well that I've got these boxes here which store a lot of gaming bits and bobs, terrain in most of them, and books in them. Yeah. I converted to salamanders. I haven't got the original ones. I've got some converted ones because they are awesome. I've got command salamander and a normal scout salamander. I believe on our Instagram I have put pictures of the salamanders in the past because I'm really quite proud of the conversions I did for them. But unfortunately, I think they got legendified. How's the new codex? Top 3 things I want to see. Okay, top 3 things I want to see. What, for the codex or for the range? Because for the range, a lot more hopes than the codex. Okay, for each. Okay, so top 3 hopes for the range. That they release a new regiment completely, a new regiment. So along the lines of what they did with Gene Stealer Cult, that they can just kind of either just who heads, or they just kind of go, here's your infantry, here's your heavy weapons / command, here are some extra bits, and that's all they got to do. That's all they a couple of boxes they've got design done. As for the range, I would like to see, and rules wise, I would like to see the introduction of more support vehicles. So you'd have the Trojan in there, possibly like one of the salamanders or both the salamander variants. Maybe it can be a kit as well. And maybe a reworking of the order system. Because it's just hard, because the Guard Codex in 9th is messy, I think is the best way of putting it. It's just, yeah, it's not working particularly well at the moment. Is that free? Did I ramble? Right, so the range, new regiment, new support vehicles, and what did Guard need? Support vehicle, new range. Oh, I'll tell you what would be quite nice, a decent terrain piece as well, which is quite likely because they've kind of brought out all these little terrain pieces previously. God, it'd be quite cool. Some sort of bunker, that'd be awesome. Rules, officers, support for new units that are half decent. No. Support for the new units that are coming out, the new Trojan and Salamanders. The custom regiment system that they had in the Greater Good book, that is cool. I love that. And maybe the lasguns wounding on 6s would be awesome to keep. Let's see a varied fast attack choice, like Rough Riders, something fancy, not Sentinels. Yeah, I mean, Rough Riders would be awesome. Because they've done so much work over the years on sculpting different cavalry, different horses, and it'd be quite nice if they just went, look what we've done before, we can just smush them together and have them that way. Maybe with the release of Deathcore, you might actually see Rough Riders return. And if they do return, it'd be quite nice that they didn't give them Deathcore keyword, they just leave that out so people have that chance to make their own Deathcore, their own Rough Riders, no matter the regiment. What I don't want to see, which I'm pretty sure they're going to do, is the introduction of a new battle tank. I'm pretty sure they're going to do that. I love the Leman Russ. I think the Leman Russ is amazing. I don't want to see another tank take its place. a bit like the Taurox and the Chimera. Like I was a massive fan of the Chimera because of like the Soviet look, the BMP, and then they brought the Taurox out and up the points of the Chimera. And I'm like, Taurox, it kind of grows on you, but it's not as iconic as the Chimera. Have you played an apocalypse-sized game, regular for game? Yes. Go and check the channel out. There's quite a few on there that we've done. We did one apocalypse game with the apocalypse rules. After we did that, it was fun to play, but then we just went and we carried on doing large-scale 40k games. So the one I was talking about earlier, where it's 20,000 points of chaos, 20,000 points of imperial, we will be doing that as the 40k rule set. We will not be doing that as apocalypse. That's just going to be normal 40k rules. So go check that out. Honestly, we love big scale games. Get to Jack. Russ is awesome. The description of how rubbish they are in Warhawk is fantastic. Yes. I think it's the Soviet T-72, which is called the Tinderbox. And probably other tanks throughout history. Yeah, and I kind of get the feeling that even Russ is exactly that, where it's just like, we just got so many of them. Eventually, we'll do something with them instead of just blowing ourselves up. Right, guys, I'm going to be making a move in a minute. Just so you know. So if you've got your partner or someone saying, stop listening to that loser, come and do stuff with me, feel free to, go with them. I won't take it personally. Yeah, what do people like transport-wise? The Valkyrie, the Chimera, or the Taurox? Or the Taurox Prime? What's your favourite Imperial Guard transport? Or the Vendetta. I mean, the Vendetta is a transport as well. Or the Trojan. That's got transport capacity. But the only thing you're going to be transporting that is probably an engine sit. Yes, definitely. Monolith all day. That wasn't an option. Gorgon. Yeah, Gorgon's a big boy transport. I'm happy with transport. I just want to make them cheaper points wise. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the points of a Chimera is compared to a Rhino. For me, a Rhino, points wise, is just like there's nothing to it normally. You might as well take a Rhino. Yeah, Gorgon is the one that you get with difficult Greek monolith. It's the wrong army. What other transports? Didn't Defcore have a little like a brain carrier kind of transport? It's like a tiny little thing. I don't know what that's called. That looked quite cool. Right. ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching tonight. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself, and hopefully you all have as well. And let's hope Tom is going to be Stormlord's underrated. That's true. Let's hope Tom is back next week. If not, he's speak on me again. Yeah, exactly. Stormlord is cool. But let's not even get back in that conversation. So, guys, this is Dom from Black Toe Studios. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.